is the main event.
Welcome to the main event, Marks on Bigs on YouTube. I'm Greg. This is not my usual co-host. Today I'm hosting with Josh.
This is going to be fun.
So this is Josh. I've known him for way too long. Tell people where they can follow you, by the way.
So I'm big on Instagram, which Instagram is MasterSnatch937. You can also follow me on Twitter. I don't really post on there that much, but my Twitter accounts, which I actually got to pull it up because I don't know it by heart, which is sad. But at RealJPBennett, which is my wrestling name. So you can follow me on Twitter or Instagram.
And what about your MySpace?
Oh, man. Making me dig through the archives for that one. Jeez.
Okay, so this video is just going to be about the new AEW Jazwares figures that were, what's the word, released or not released?
Unveiled.
Revealed, yeah. We're going to be using Ringside Collectibles Instagram, by the way. And we're going to be starting on the bottom going up, so we're going to be starting with this new Hook figure.
Which, right off the bat, I mean, I like it.
Oh, I do too.
This is his first figure, isn't it? Or did he already have one released before?
I believe so, yeah. I've never seen his figure before, so.
Okay, because I know it was, back at the beginning of the year, I think, they had shown off just the digital renders of, like, the two-pack, and then I think this actual one here, too.
But that's, how AEW works. They show stuff, and it's like a year to come out, see their video game. Anyways.
I mean, there's a figure in here that's about 2 years too late, but we'll get to that.
Right. If anyone shops for AEW figs in stores now, you can see the inner circle in their jail suits, which is about 3 years dated, I believe. Which you can't really blame them for that. I mean, that happens with everything. But, like, it's far too dated, you know?
To be fair, Jericho goes through factions like. Yep. What's a good analogy here? Jericho goes through more factions than AEW goes through world champions.
Then Donald Trump does wives. I don't know. So my first thing here with this Hook fig is I noticed there's no FTW title. And that's like, wow, man.
Yeah. I mean, I understand why, considering what we get to later.
Right. But this Hook right here is his first one, like you said. So I guess I get why it's not with him. But, you know, he's had that title for long enough now where we just think of that title and then we think of him.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to jump ahead, but we're going to talk about with that title later. I forgot he had that title until I saw the picture. I swear to you.
I did too.
Oh, yeah, he was the champ. Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Wait, so is he still the champ?
Hook is as of right now, yeah.
Okay. Because I know the when it was first introduced, it was Hobbs, I think.
Or was it Brian Cage and then Hobbs?
No, it was Cage. Yeah, it was Cage, then Hobbs, and then I believe it bounced back to Cage, and they traded it back and forth until Hook came in. Shows how much I watch AEW. Real question is this figure too late? Because is Hook even on TV anymore?
Well, that's a how do you want to look at it question, because no one's ever on TV there. But as of this recording, which is a day before Double or Nothing, he is on the pay-per-view tomorrow, and he was on TV this past week.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, so then I mean, I guess.
You know what happened? You know, he got really hot, and they fixed that.
They fixed that real quick. Oh God, there's another man in here that has a new figure coming out that got fixed real quick.
Yep.
But yeah, so I was gonna say overall for the figure though, I think it's a good debut figure, but lacking
a solid get.
Yeah, exactly, a solid get. Lacking the FTW title though is sort of I don't know. I feel like that's a party foul, especially for a debut figure.
I mean, and even if he didn't have the title when this figure is made, he's Taz's son. You could throw it on there and it still plays. It still makes sense.
Yeah.
So don't give me that.
I will say this though, I am glad that his first double pack is not with his dad. Because I felt like that would just be way too cliche.
Well, I mean, I see your point, but Taz needs a decent figure because the Jazwares one that he had sucks.
Yeah, I was going to say there was a whole reason why I didn't get that one, and the biggest reason was that head scan.
It's terrible.
Yeesh. I've seen a lot better. Let's just put it that way. I haven't seen a whole lot worse, but I'm trying to think.
I don't think Mattel ever made a Taz figure.
I think
he was gone by the time he got that. Or
yeah,
I think he was in TNA.
I was going to say, I believe he was TNA. Yeah, because he was doing. Mattel took over in 2011.
I believe it was 2010.
2010, and if I remember correctly, which my memory is absolute crap, but if I remember correctly, I think Aces and Eights was going on around that time.
That sounds about right.
And then I think it would be like a year after or whatever that he would be randomly thrown in as as a commentator.
Next fig I see is Ray Phoenix.
Yes, which
And I like Lucha Bros one. Do we need more Phoenix and Penta?
I have one compliment and then one major concern. And you should know where the compliment's going, considering what we were talking about right before you started recording. But that jacket.
The jacket and the decal on his attire looks amazing too.
Absolutely.
Now, I'll say this may be the best Phoenix figure I've seen so far, but it doesn't take away what I just said. We've had too many.
I was going to say even better than the Supreme that just released. I
haven't held that in my hand yet. I got to be honest, but I've held the white attire, and I think, was it yellow or red? Whatever.
I was going to say, I know I have, I think it's whatever his debut figure was. So I think it's the black attire, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
And that's where my major concern comes in. So that figure literally came with 2 sets of hands, one on him, and then obviously the extra pair. The extra pair of hands were the exact same ones that were on him.
Oh, man. Well, you know what? There's more on that same exact thing later we'll get to. Because I have another issue.
Because my whole thing with that is, as somebody who does like the posing and who does fig photography, when those are his only hands, you can't pose him punching someone or holding a weapon or the ropes even for tag matches. It's literally just the.
I want to keep it fair here. They do this with Mattel Ultimates a lot too. The heads and the hands look the exact same.
Yes.
So it's not just Jazwares. I want to sound like we're just crapping on them.
What Ultimate was it? That I think it was the first Brock Lesnar Ultimate. The only extra set of hands that weren't different were the closed ones where they looked gigantic as hell.
Right.
But yeah, he came with literally what?
And the heads were the exact same look.
The heads were the exact same look. It's just his mouth was slightly wider opened on each one. So it looked like the yell was just getting progressively louder and louder.
That old meme, copy my homework, but change a little bit so they don't tell you copied it.
Listen, I've seen that meme pop up far too many times in the last 48 hours.
All right, this next fig, it looks really cool because of the extra heads with it. So it's we finally get a new. Is it Pac or Pac? I hear both. I think it's.
I was gonna say I've heard it both ways, but I always say Pac.
I mean, it's PAC like X-Pac. That's why I say Pac too. But whatever.
Yeah. I will say the default head, in my opinion, does not look good. At least at the angle they have the photo.
It looks good if it was Jason Momoa.
Just give him a trident, goddammit. Give him a trident.
I don't know what figure came with it. I have one for some reason.
No. Oh no. Why do I have a feeling you're gonna get this and then you're gonna have that picture?
I might. But I definitely might get this because of the extra heads.
Yes, the extra heads are what are selling me. That plus, I know it's basic, but I like the attire. I know it's just a basic black trunk with red lines.
Well, he's never been Mr. Outlandish attire anyway, so.
This is, he was when he went by a different name. Right. But they weren't like super outlandish. But no, yeah, I like.
Well, he had a cape too, so I mean, that adds to it.
I mean, Mighty Mouse. We won't talk about that though.
But the extra heads though, one has an eye patch, and one has both of his eyes covered.
So we've got Mortal Kombat Kenshi with both eyes covered and Solid Snake with the eye patch.
And they just threw it on Seth Rollins' head, by the way.
Yeah,
so,
they just.
The next one would be Penta El Zero Miedo.
Which again,
I know it's not his name, but that's what he says. But
yeah, same concern as the Phoenix. The first run one where he's wearing the black and gold, he comes with literally the 2 sets of hands. One is literally him doing the M, and then the other is him doing the M. Yep. So he has no proper right hand. So that's my concern there. The fig itself actually looks dope, though. I
just never liked it when the fig has only one head. I mean, it might have more heads, but it's not on this picture. And you're stuck with that head.
Yeah.
And he's got his tongue out.
Sammy Guevara.
That's my big concern with Sammy Guevara's fig. Yeah. You're not really going to use an option?
Right. That is the whole reason why I do not use my Sammy Guevara that I have, because I have the original one before he was joined up with Jericho and everything, like his debut figure, because it's literally just the tongue sticking out. And the Target
exclusive Sammy had the same thing. It was exactly repaint.
Yeah, I was going to say same figure, but repaint. And number one, hate when they do that. Number two, really hate it when they don't at least include a second head to make it seem
Call that lazy production.
With a capital L. Now, I will say, though, the gear that he's wearing actually looks nice.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure
if... Toyetic with their gear.
I was gonna say, and I feel like they do that on purpose. I feel like a lot of the luchadors do that on purpose, which is why I wish Rey Mysterio was back in his prime, so we could get like half of the crap that he wore in modern day figs and it not be a throwback figure, because it's a lot of the gear that Rey wore, especially like during his early WWE run, the Joker Mania outfit, the Wolverine stuff, just absolutely insane.
Yeah, I agree. I got the that Batman one, like the 60s or 70s Batman one. That's a pretty cool one.
Yeah, that one's really nice. But yeah, as far as Penta goes, I mean,
that'll be a get.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I have to see in packaging because I got to see if it's coming with extra hands and a head.
Yeah, I mean, also I don't want to jump to the end. It's something I usually cry about, but are you going to be able to hold it in your hand? We can never find these in stores. Your only option might be to buy them online.
This is very valid.
So it would be nice if we could hold them in hand before we got them, but it's not an option nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of reasons for that, unfortunately.
Distribution problems.
That's the common excuse. Thank you, COVID. So yeah, I mean, with Penta, I feel like that's just based off of the image. No other assumptions aside, just based off the image. If you're an inbox collector, it's definitely worth a get.
Oh yeah, easily.
Now the next up one fooled me. Really fooled me.
Yeah,
and we talked about this before.
Because this is all you. You told me about this. And I didn't even catch it.
So the next one up is the icon himself, Sting, and the figure itself looks absolutely current day Sting. There is another Sting that will be coming as well. I don't think they have any actual images outside of the roster image, but there is another Sting.
They have confirmed it. Yeah.
Yeah, but it is confirmed. So the modern day Sting. Which the one thing that I'm happy about just off the first sight is there is no AEW branding other than a very small little logo.
Okay, so that's not just me.
Yeah. So
I want to do photography, but I do not want to have that logo on there.
Yeah, and
it just seems so cheap that they threw that on there.
When it comes to a lot of the clothed figures, specifically guys like Sting who wear shirts when they wrestle, they have the logo just giant right above or right below wherever the centerpiece logo is.
So to remind you of what you're watching, you didn't know you're watching AEW because now you know because you see the logo on his shirt.
Yes, now you know. And just wait till Collision comes out, and then they start putting that logo on everything, and you think you're watching classic WCW. Neither here nor there, though. So the thing with this thing that really fooled me was on first glance, when you look at the first image where it's the front view, his jacket looks like it might be soft goods because it's got some wrinkles in it. The angle that they're taking it at, it actually looks really nice. But boy, oh boy, was I fooled when I slid to the next slide and I see the rubber just crumpled in the back, and you can clearly tell.
I never would have caught it unless you said that. Honestly, I never would have.
Like, and if you zoom into the bottom of the trench coat, literally where the split is, it looks like it should be soft goods. Yeah, but then you can see the shine of the rubber right where the scorpion is, and you can literally see the rubber from where they had formed it for like where his shoulder blades are supposed to be. And if they go the route, which I know they won't, but if they go the route of not the newest Seth Rollins, I'm not too familiar with the actual series numbers, but the Rollins that came with the red/black coat. If they go that route, I'm okay, because I have that Rollins, and you may not be able to pose his hands all the way up or his arms all the way up, but it's still got some posability to it. Whereas that straight rubber where the arms are restricted to whatever the rubber is molded to, that's just... And I get that Sting's natural pose when he's wearing his jacket. I mean, the guy's old, I mean,
but there's a couple times when he has the jacket on and he has his hand up and pointing the bat out. I don't think you can do that with this.
And you can't. Yeah, you can't. Like, I literally have the Starrcade 97 Sting from Mattel, and I took the trench coat off of that one to put it on I think it was the first run Sting AEW figure. The one where it literally has the really cool looking Sting logo, where it's got his face and everything, but then it's plastered with AEW all over it. Again, another reason.
Funny? That was a defining moments one, right?
Yes, it was.
Now, I think that was an amazing Sting, but honestly, I think the first Jazwares Sting is one of the best looking Stings they've ever made.
100%.
So if you match those two up together, yeah, it works perfectly.
I will say this, and this isn't a slight at Jazwares. This is a slight at Sting. His hair just looks god awful, though, even in fake form. And
it's not that brown either nowadays.
It's really not. And I think the reason why they made it brown is because you can't really make dead looking hair. And again, I'm not slighting like Sting on that because that's just natural human progression as you get older. But like, it just comes a point where you got to make that decision. You gotta get the clippers out. You got to make the decision. The figure itself, though, I mean, obviously he's in a trench coat, so you can't really see like the actual fig, but it looks like a standard Sting fig. He's got a nice head sculpt with what looks like an aggressive grin, or not even a grin. Like I just zoomed in on it, and it doesn't look like his mouth is like open, but it does look like he's got that sort of aggressive stare. Like you just walked into the room and you really just made a bad decision. So I did just now realize too, thanks to the caption, this is Unrivaled Series 13. And I have to make the joke that we are 13 series in, and in roughly about 10 to 11 of those series, there's at least one Omega, Moxley, or Young Bucks. Yep. And I just need to point out the fact that they don't need to be in every line. I mean, I know John Cena has just about probably the most figures out there of anybody, but I don't even think they included him in every single line imaginable for the Elite.
They took a break every so often.
Mm-hmm.
But on the Bucks, though, there is one coming we'll talk about that is vastly different from any Bucks they've released so far.
Now I'm kind of excited for this because
it's kind of a good thing, I think.
Okay, yeah. Well, now I'm definitely excited for this. So that's my gripe is with both Mattel and Jazwares because they both do it. I hate rubber goods. It's just the dumbest stuff ever. Give us cloth goods. I like the softs because it makes it easier for like entrance posing. It makes it easier just for posing in general, even if you're not doing fake photography and you're just displaying them. It makes it so much easier to display.
Oh yeah, I agree easily.
And the next figure I have an even bigger problem with.
Yeah, the next one. I can't believe they did this.
Again, by the way, because this, if I'm correct, this is his second figure. I
think it's his first figure. Actually.
Oh, is this his first? Because I
believe
was one that already launched.
If it did, I didn't see it, but
I was gonna say the reason I said that is because this looks exactly like that first figure. So maybe that was just the prototype that they had shown. Because as we said earlier, they show them off now, and you may not get them for a couple of years. But Danhausen. Possibly first time in the line. I'm pretty sure it is, and I'm probably just...
The only one I see on Ringside is this Ringside exclusive one we're going to be talking about here soon. Okay. So I think this one we're talking about right now is, in fact, his first one. At least main line.
I made the mistake of jumping into the comments, and the first one I see that sticks out is I'll stick to the Hookhausen 2-pack. This one is a little too Thickhausen.
Isn't that word for word what I said? The first part, anyways. What I said to you earlier, it's like, I'll just get the 2-pack off Amazon. That's going to be the one.
Yep. And then, and that's the thing too is again we'll talk about it. Actually, that's the rare one. We'll talk about it here in a bit because it is on here. But there's also another Danhausen that's solo that's exclusive to Ringside. That might
be the one to get.
Yeah. There's also I do have to point out because I saw it on Facebook. There's also a Ringside exclusive Hook, and he comes with a bag of chips. And I don't know why, but I marked when I saw that. I'm just like, it's the details, man. It's the details.
I also love the packaging on them all.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So Danhausen, very first figure. Very nice, very evil. Also, very thick.
And not in, by the way.
Oh, excellent scan. Absolute excellent scan. If I didn't know any better, I would think that was really Danhausen's head on a toy. That's actually how good it is. The only issue is he literally has his entrance jacket molded to him. So his arms are painted black, and then his torso is literally the entrance jacket, and it cannot be moved.
And he looks like he put on about 25 pounds.
Hence the name Thickhausen. Now, keep in mind, too, this is a mainline figure, so this will be the one that... I gotta say it just to say it, but we know it's not true. This is the one that you would find in stores. Just on a good day.
Found figures in stores, yes.
Yeah, if you could find them in stores, this is the one that you would find on a good day. Not really much to discuss other than the fact that he's molded with his entrance attire on. So again,
this will not be a Danhausen you want.
Yes,
I mean, unless you're just gonna pose him in your
Yeah,
your
I was going
Detolf.
to say, if you don't want to be cursed and you want to put him in your Detolf, then 100% this would be a good one to get. But if you are doing fig photography, or even if you're buying it for to play with, even, it's not a good one. And then Jazwares has the audacity, the very next slide up, to have the actual good Danhausen figure.
Now this one looks phenomenal. This is what I would want.
This is the one
but there's a problem.
That should be mainline. However, go
there's
ahead.
a huge problem with this. It's a chase, which you are not going to find.
No.
So,
not at all. You might get lucky and have Ringside ship it to you on a random bad day, and it makes it a good day. But yeah, you are not finding
Hangman Chase. They mailed to me the
Do what?
set. I have a Hangman and a Page chase that they sent to me with a set. So I've been lucky before.
I was gonna say I did find, which my buddy ended up buying because I'm like I personally don't need it, and I saw the value at the time. But I did find a Chase Brody Lee at GameStop once, and I let my buddy have it because he's a big Brody Lee fan. He did not open it. No, it's still in box. Yeah, I told him I was like this is a 1 of 3,000. Do not open this. And he was like, well, I don't open my figs anyway. And I'm like, well, then there you go. But yeah, this Danhausen, very nice, very evil cape. Same head sculpt it looks like as the other one, but with a slightly less menacing grin. Still looks like he's ready to curse you. This is the one that you want to give all your monies to. But again, it's a chase. Full ring gear. No, the cape that he comes with is literally a rubber goods. Can be taken off. Have great posability. Full ring gear, but it's a chase. There's going to be some that are going to get it, obviously, because that's how a Jazware works. I was about to say AEW.
At least 3,000, right?
Yeah, at least 3,000. Now, granted, depending on how many, one person orders, they may end up getting 4 or 5 chases. I was actually in a group once where this guy literally put in an order for 20 of the what was it? I want to say it was I think it was Cody. It was the suited Cody, I think, because didn't he have a chase?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, put in an order of 20 of those and ended up receiving 5 chases. It was
and he sent
insane.
15 back. So people have been doing that on Amazon apparently.
That would not surprise me. So we've got the next
Thunder
one,
Rosa,
which, by the way, I love how they did this. So right after Chase Danhausen, Chase Thunder Rosa.
So this is the Chase Thunder. Okay.
Yep, this is the Chase Thunder Rosa.
Because I want the other one more. So
I was gonna say, I mean, this doesn't look like too bad of a figure.
This one with the red boots and the white top.
Yeah.
Tights.
I will say this. I'm not too big on her figs or her like in general. Like I haven't watched enough of her.
Oh, I'm real big on her. Trust me.
I have no doubt. But this outfit just doesn't. I don't know.
This would be a Mattel basic outfit.
I was just about to say that you took the words right out of my brain, because that's exactly what it looks like. It literally looks like what a basic figure would look like. Nothing too special. Again, white top, red boots and knee pads with blue trunks. The head scan's pretty decent. I mean, it's Thunder Rosa with her tongue out, and then an alternate head scan with it shut. Which again, look at that. They did it for Thunder Rosa, but they can't do it for Sammy Guevara.
And the regular one is her Logan Paul tribute attire, I guess. It's just yellow and black.
And it actually kind of looks identical to Logan's jacket, which is just insane to me. But I do
scroll over. They got her cheeks right, so that's good.
I was gonna say both figures they got her cheeks right. But no, this is what I love about the regular version. So the regular version, her default head that's on the body is closed mouth, and the extra head is the tongue sticking out. But the chase, it's reversed.
Which kind of makes me mad about that too, because I wouldn't open a chase,
Right. and
so I would want it displayed the way it should be.
Right. And the face paint's different on both as well. I just now realized that with the chase one, she's got like a rose in the middle of the forehead, whereas with the mainline one, it's just the half face paint with the white and the black line.
Yeah, this would be one of the times where the regular is way, way, way better than the chase.
Yes. Well, there's a couple of times where the regular was better than the chase, but we don't have to go there.
Next figure is a 100% get for me.
I was gonna say I am personally not into these figures, but that's also because I didn't grow up with these style of figures. I grew up with the when Jax took over and started making them. So they had slightly more posability, but still roughly the same. But I'm going to let you go ahead and cover this one.
So this is a CM Punk LJN style, which if
looks
you don't
very
remember,
accurate, by
it's
the
just
way.
like the very hard rubber guys that you cannot pose or anything.
I was going to say, we've gotten what? Cody?
I believe this is the third one now. We've gotten Cody and Darby.
Darby, yeah. Which, by the way, that Cody...
Darby took forever to come out because it was out of scale, so they had to redo the whole thing, which I find funny to this day.
I was going to say, the thing that kills... First of all, that is absolutely hilarious considering how small Darby is. Secondly,
too big.
Secondly, the thing with these was I remember when the Cody one was announced, and everybody thought that was going to be extremely hard to find, and then it just peg warmed, at least here in Ohio anyway.
Yeah, that blue one peg warmed everywhere.
Yeah, it was absolutely ridiculous.
In California. I saw it everywhere in Texas, and I think I was even in Arizona when I went to the Royal Rumble that year.
Jesus, that doesn't surprise me though. It really doesn't. But yeah, I mean, again, I'm not a collector of the LJN ones, but the Punk one actually looks nice, and it's actually, at least for the one that's being shown here, it looks very accurate to not just the attire, but like the tattoos and everything as well.
If I had to nitpick anything, it's like I wish he was wearing trunks, not long tights, but
yeah,
that's whatever.
By the way, I do love though, and I like how Jazwares did it because I didn't realize it on the actual Punk figures. But the Pepsi logo, they drew like wavy lines in the red and in the blue. And then the Cobra logo, they literally just didn't put the head.
They just split it right in half. Which is funny because even THQ back in the day couldn't do that. It just looked weird on the video.
Yeah, it was literally just empty. And then what was it? I think when 2K took over for the one game or the two games that he was in, 2K14 and 2K15, they were able to basically just reverse the image and literally just mirror it, and they were able to get away with it.
Is that the old YouTube trick when you're showing clips?
Yeah, yes. But yeah, I mean, again, if you're a collector of the LJN ones, this one's a definite get. Just because, again, it's nice quality. And it's Punk, and despite the amount of drama the man surrounds himself in, his figures are legit hot sellers. So I would
swag as hell too. So.
Yeah, very, very. Not to mention the fact that the last figure of his before this Blood and Guts one that we got was literally the ice cream bar one, I believe, because the other two had released right before that one.
I'm pretty sure at this point I have every AEW CM Punk fig.
I was gonna say if you get this one, you definitely will. So the next figure, which
speaking of toyetic and hot selling, there you go.
Ringside exclusive Danhausen, and we obviously,
be, in my opinion, the Danhausen to get.
Yes, 100%.
Now, I had said that earlier about the 2-pack with Hook, but I forgot about this one. This is the one right here.
Yeah, and we don't really have a whole lot of info on this one, considering that it's just the promo image with him, and then the box is very small, but obviously I would assume at the very least alternate hands are coming with him. But he does have the entrance cape, and then the figure itself, just like the other Danhausen's, amazing head sculpt. The body sculpt is actually accurate to Danhausen himself, and overall
according to the description on Ringside, he'll come with multiple heads, multiple hands, curse hands, entrance cape, special packaging. So,
okay. So first of all, curse hands. Love that because everybody needs to be cursed if they don't. if they don't hand Danhausen all their monies and sometimes their human teeth, they deserve to be cursed. Which it looks like in the promo image. It actually looks like those are the hands that he's got on the actual default.
Oh yeah,
cursed hands.
Yeah.
You have to zoom in to actually see it, just because of the pic they used. But yeah, so I like it. My fear is that it's going to sell out really quickly.
It is up for sale now with no.
Yeah, I was going to say, from my understanding, a lot of, if not everything that was shown off today is already up for pre-order.
I'm on Reset right now. It looks like a lot of the stuff is, yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, with the figure, again, absolute amazing looking fig. This is the one, if you are going to get a Danhausen fig, this is the one, especially if you're not interested in double packs or like just straight entrance gear. If you want one that you can take straight out of the package and curse other toys with, this is the one that you
if you're not picky about it, that 2-pack is still a little bit cheaper to go, and you get 2 figs, obviously, so there's that.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're not wrong there. And with both of those figs, you get accessories to go with them. So it's definitely, that one's definitely worth checking out. Oh man, right off first glance, this one fooled me too. But Jazwares is getting good with these rubber goods. They're getting good with the tomfoolery.
Well, no, they're getting good with the photography. Is what they're doing.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say this was a good photo because
Well,
it
I
is
didn't
behind
realize it
glass.
until I looked at it either. But yeah.
But because I don't know. See, when you go to the second slide and you look at the back of it, the bottom part of it looks like it's soft goods.
All right.
I'm
I'm
confused.
We're talking about the bunny, by the way.
But yes, the next one up is the bunny, which, if I'm correct, this is her first figure too, isn't it?
This is her first figure. Yes.
Yeah.
And I believe Butcher and Baker. That's also their first figs.
Butcher and Baker.
That's what they are: the Butcher, the Baker, and the Candlestick Maker.
Oh God. Listen, I have some thoughts when it comes to their figs as well. Number one, how long it took to finally get them.
I think they were there since day one-ish.
Yeah,
and they're just now getting figs.
I am almost positive they are day one-ish. I'm very positive because I'm pretty sure they were
for sure at All In. I guess that doesn't mean she was at the debut of AEW though, but
yeah. But yeah, I mean the fig itself, again, rubber goods jacket. I think we're gonna see rubber goods for literally every figure outside of the potential like Supremes or like the special one.
I'm willing to give the pass on this one because I think that's just how she's gonna be posed anyways.
Yeah, and I mean let's be real. I have a very crappy memory, but I can't remember her actually wrestling at all, if maybe a little, since appearing with Butcher and Blade.
Wrestled on this right here on YouTube.
Yeah. Good old
9
YouTube.
times out of 10, if you say I haven't seen someone wrestle on AEW, the smart money is they wrestled on YouTube.
Or possibly Rampage.
Rampage. I got a lot of things about this figure right here.
So
first off, we're talking about the Wheeler Useless Blood and Guts. I want to point out for this figure, though, if I remember correctly, and I think I do, this figure is a representation of a match from Rampage. I'm almost certain. Because I remember him bleeding buckets on Rampage.
Ooh, that makes it even worse. So, two things about that. Number one, Rampage. Secondly, he defended. Wait, well, did he have the title for this match?
No, I think this was. He might have been champion. I don't know if it was defense because I think this was against Moxley, which, go figure.
So, are we sure this is his blood?
Yeah, right.
So,
well, like right off the bat, like you just mentioned, title. What title is that?
So, zooming in, it does
look
not.
on the ringside. Maybe you got a better picture on ringside.
I was gonna say, yeah, zooming in on the Instagram, it does not look like the pure title.
Although that's what it would be, though, right?
That's what it should be, yes. But
here's what I'll look right here. Multiple heads, pair of hands, extra jacket, special packaging. It does not say what that title is.
Oh, of course not. Which means that title probably could get dropped. And I say probably could. What I really mean is it's probably not going to be in the final product. I will say the trend of the Logan Paul tribute continues with the jacket.
I do want to point out, by the way, I think that jacket going off the picture on ringside actually is soft goods.
I was going to say, from the picture on Instagram, it definitely looks soft goods. I will say this. Despite who the figure is of, I like the fact that we are getting the blood and guts figures because I like the idea of being able to swap the heads onto other figures. So if you are doing fig photography and you have like a first blood match or you want to incorporate blood in, you no longer have to use the old trick of like the food coloring packets and like staining the figures or staining the ring mats because now they have the blood painted on them.
I will also say that I think it's cool that this is a line and they didn't just do it with Cody and Dustin as a one-off.
And then just completely end it.
I think that's actually pretty cool.
Now,
what I don't like is you have to get it on Ringside Collectibles, but
yes,
this is going to be a line drawn somewhere. But.
Yes, but I will say I would rather take getting it off of Ringside than trying my chances with Walmart. But that's a different conversation. As far as this figure goes, the only compliment I can give it is the blood. I think I
told you this earlier. This is his very first figure. And this is so AEW. The first figure he ever gets is a gimmick figure. Like in AEW, the first match of a feud's got to be something like a cage match or a ladder match or something. Or
okay. So hear me out. I would be all for that if it was sort of like the Supreme figures where it comes with an extra set of like torso and legs. Because he does come with a clean head with no blood. But if this is
therein lies my other problem. It's like that makes no sense if you put that on there because he's got no blood on that head, but it's all over his body.
Right. That's also that's the issue that I have with the Blood and Guts Punk that's coming out with the MJF is because he's got blood all over the shorts, but there's no clean pair of shorts, so you can't have like the start of the match unless you make a custom one yourself. If you have like the proper tools to mold and stuff.
There's no actual punk of that without blood.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
I can see that. So this is a mid-match set.
Exactly, yeah. And with this one's clearly a post-match set or ending of match set, with that clean head possibly being he's wiped his face with the towel. Maybe you're doing backstage shot or something where he's like got the towel over his face or something like that.
But another thing too, and again, this is me nitpicking. I'll admit that, but the jacket. In the package, he's got the jacket on. There's no blood on the jacket. It looks weird. And his jacket's covering his bloody body.
maybe that'll change on final release, because I have seen some prototypes where like that'll be something they'll have like to kind of just illustrate, hey, this is what he comes with, and then the final product it'll be just neatly folded in the lower. Like for example, for this one, there's enough space in that right hand corner where it looks like, but it also does look like there could be something on the side of the packaging on that right hand side. It could just be decoration. Then again, they might actually include potentially an alternate torso. I doubt it, just because of the description on the website doesn't list anything like that. But yeah,
right, and this is their figure, so they would list everything.
Right. Now, I will say the props that I can give too, though, is the extra set of hands has blood on them as well. So it's not
like it's like only a tiny bit of blood on his shoes, like it dripped down. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it doesn't look like any blood on the tights. Speaking of things that do not mix, the next figure.
Now, I'm looking at it, and I kind of led it in this whole episode completely wrong, because I said there's no FTW title. I thought that was one of them. Like, I don't remember Guevara holding it, but I thought that was the FTW title. But he's coming with 2 TNT titles.
Yes, the one that him and his wife, like, literally kissed all over and had.
And that white one is Rusev's, right? Or Miro's, right?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah.
I love the packaging on this.
I was just about to say the same thing. The packaging is badass. I love when they do this. I also
the small touch that I love that he has both belts on his shoulders in the packaging.
Yes,
that's awesome.
Now, if that actually stays in the final packaging, then that'll be a huge one-up. I like the figure. Like he doesn't have his tongue sticking out, which is great.
He's got the middle finger on his vest, which I'm surprised that they got through, but it won't be in stores, so I guess that's probably why.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's almost guaranteed why. Again, though, a super out of date figure, Inner Circle original, because it's a biker vest.
At least been dead for about a year now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, roughly about a year, a little over a year. But no, the figure looks great. I mean, again, it's out of date because it is an Inner Circle one, but the head scan from the prototype looks nice. He's coming with that generic chain that literally any wrestler that has ever worn a chain before typically comes with. The double belts is nice, although, again, that belt hasn't seen on TV since.
I feel like they've released the TNT title like 20 times now.
I have at least 4 of them, and I've only bought like maybe 9 figures. And I wish that was an exaggeration.
This goes to show you that belt, everyone gets a turn.
Man. Well, and that's the thing, is like the 4 figures were legitimately a Darby Allin, 2 Cody Rhodeses, and then Sammy Guevara. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I was gonna say. Times. And then there was somebody else. Brian Cage, I believe, came with one as well, I think. If it wasn't Cage, it was somebody else. I don't own the figure, but I'm pretty sure his first figure came with it, but Ricky Starks, because I'm pretty sure his first run figure came with the TNT title.
I have Ricky Starks, but I don't remember if he came with it or not.
I was going to say, if it didn't, it was somebody within that line. It might have been Hobbs. I'm not sure. But I know it's come with literally almost every single person in each line since.
I want to say it's been in each line. Yeah, someone in each line had that time.
One of the other figures that I bought that has it, Brody Lee, literally comes with it right around his waist.
There is a Miro as well with it.
Was it the first Miro or the second one?
The second one. Yeah. The first one was the one I was heavily crapped on.
Yeah, because it was one of the worst figures to ever come out.
Which is funny. That's the only one I got in my collection right now. I do not have the good one.
Oof. I'm sorry on that one. Speaking of figures that you may have in your collection next.
I will never have this figure.
This one, look.
I have no need for this.
He looks like he is straight out of the 80s. And if it wasn't for the tattoos, I would have thought it was Barry Windham. Not going to lie.
This is that, when you're rolling a town, like a small town, on your way to grandma's house, go to the liquor store, you roll up, is like that shifty kind of looking fella
Behind the counter,
scratchers.
like literally, no. This is the guy that's working behind the counter.
Cigarettes. The effing butcher.
The butcher. Again, rubber goods jacket. I was also slightly confused because again, if it wasn't for the tattoos, I would have thought it was Barry Windham, and I was about to get very confused.
It's severely out of date, by the way, because I believe he's bald now.
I was gonna say, I mean,
and where's that one eyeglass thing that a detective from the game Clue would have?
Oh, the monocle.
Does he wear like one?
Yeah, he has one monocle. Well. If it wasn't molded on, I know it's not the same thing, but if it wasn't molded on, you could buy 2 of the new Pocs and take the head scan that has the eye patch. And if it wasn't molded, take the eye patch off and put it on him. That'd be kind of close. The second image, I will admit, was not needed at all. We don't need to see the back of just a plain black jacket.
Hey, if you're gonna show his back, at least show his ass, Cover it up.
Because that's what's important here. Gotta see those cheeks. Gotta see if those cheeks are right. Waiting on Mattel with the Gigi Dolan. See if that one's right. I guess
basic. It looks right.
All right, now we just got to see if that carries over into the elite form. But no, I guess the back image shows his tattoos a little bit better, or at least the back of his leg tattoos. Again, not really much to say here on this one. It's the butcher.
Same thing goes for the next one with the blade.
Yeah, I will say though, when it comes to going back to the butcher real quick, because I'm pretty sure he was the one that wore it. At least he doesn't have the butcher smock.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Literally wore for like his first year.
I completely forgot about that stupid crap. Also, what you just said goes to prove how long it took for these guys to get fixed.
Yeah, they're on their third attire set now, I think.
I think so. Like I said, he's completely bald now.
Yeah, so technically they're on their 4th attire set. I will say this. This is something that I like about Jazwares that I noticed with I first noticed it with the Malachi Black Supreme, and I'm noticing it now with a couple of these. Started with Pac and now with the Blade. I do like how they're coming with alternate head scans that have like masks or glasses or whatever molded on.
I love that too, because there's a lot of tells if you have glasses on them, they ain't staying on.
And not only that, but they get lost very easily, or they break very easily because they're so tiny, and you try to put them on the face, and then they just like snap. Because with Malachi, he's got the other mask, and like both head sculpts that have the mask is actually molded onto the head sculpt. And I really like that because I'm like, I don't want to go through the process of taking it off and then it just snaps or like whatever they use to put it on. Because like I noticed with a lot of the early run Mattels, like Asuka, for example, when she had the smaller masks, they were literally just like 2 little sunglass style stems that just went into holes inside of the hair. All of the sunglasses are like that. And I'm just like, not a fan of that. That's really the only positive I can give to this figure, is that head.
These are all some very skippable things.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're somehow a diehard of these guys, which tag team wrestling. Butcher's in a metal band, so if you're a fan of that and you want the figure maybe to customize,
maybe there's some TNA fans that like Braxton Sutter.
You reminded me of that, dear Lord. So up next is the promo image for literally all of the figs we just talked about, with the exception of Butcher and Blade, which is the unmatched 7, Hook, Pac, the Punk LJN, Phoenix, and Penta and Thunder Rosa. They're up for pre-order supposedly according to Ringside. This was their post was made roughly 5-6 hours from the time we were recording. So if they're up, sweet.
I'm going to scroll up here to this promo image of Unrivaled Series 14.
Series 14. Oh, yeah, because that's... Well, I do like how, oddly enough, they do actually include the out-of-package Wheeler Yuta. And it does say pure on it, on the title, if you zoom in. Because they have a nice...
I didn't see that. Okay.
Yeah, they have a nice shot of him with the jacket on for some reason, covered in blood. But yeah, if you zoom in, it does say pure.
No blood on the jacket, no blood on the pants, no blood on the belt. But yeah, he's wearing all of it. Okay.
To be fair though, blood on the belt. I feel like if they did that, they would have had to have included a secondary belt with no blood.
Something I'm noticing off the Series 4 promo, there are 7 figs in this.
For series, you said series 14?
14, yeah, Unrivaled.
Yeah. So holy crap, there are. And lo and behold, there is the FTW title. I found it. Yeah, I was gonna say there's at least one figure so far that's coming with it. Now I will say this though, the 7-figure thing. If you notice, outside of Tony Storm and Ricky Starks, the other 5 that are included are literally just a tag team / group.
Yep.
So Ricky and Tony are kind of the outcast of this particular line because this is basically a tag team line.
We got a tag team, a trio, a male champion, a female champion.
Which, by the way, absolutely love how for the Acclaims, what is this? Their first figures, I believe.
Yeah, that one really ticks me off. How did it take this long?
Not only did it take this long, but no tag titles.
Yeah, right.
And I get though.
I believe the feud between them and Swerve and Lee, which are also in the set, were for the tag titles. You think one of them had a tag titles?
Now, here's the question with this though: is do we have actual images of these guys?
Not to my knowledge.
Because I was gonna say I know on other like Instagrams and stuff there were like shots from inside of the fest that looked like we just had like the grayscale proto images. Because I did see a Keith Lee proto image, and I'm sorry, the man is just too big for a figure. And I don't mean like fat. I just mean like his huskiness just makes him look.
His smell the crap acting and his Fraser Crane talk.
Listen. You know how Chris Jericho wanted to be a wizard, and he was going around saying, "I'm a wizard." Keith Lee is living the gimmick. But yes, Unrivaled Series 14. Max Caster, Anthony Bowens, Billy Gunn, Tony Storm, Ricky. Yeah, Daddy Ass. Sorry. Tony Storm, Ricky Starks, Wizard. Well, actually, sorry, pre-Wizard Keith Lee, because this was before he would go all gray. And whose house is this?
Swerve's
house. And I do believe this is Swerve's first figure, period, because I don't think he got one with Mattel.
He definitely got one with Mattel. I have the basic of it.
Oh, okay. So he at least got a basic with Mattel.
Yeah. But I am going to need this Swerve because it looks a lot better.
Of course.
And I'm going to need that Starks probably. And
yeah, like I feel like
the Acclaim for damn sure.
I'll be honest. I feel like this whole line is just a giant get. Even if you're not a huge fan of Keith Lee, I don't want to single him out, but like when it comes to
elite, so yeah, we will need that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm pretty sure she got like 2 basics. I think they were very
was a chase. But,
yeah. But yeah, and then obviously again,
not to scale, by the way, in certain parts. Just saying.
Why am I not surprised? But Mattel has learned. At least according to you and Gigi Dolan, Mattel has learned. But no, and I feel like with this one, it is a crime that we are 14 waves in, and we are just now getting the Acclaimed. I did see a grayscale proto image that does show that Caster comes with the headphones, the chain, and the microphone, and then Bowens does come with the boombox. So that's nice. Considering that's not out of date at all.
Well, I gotta use it again, dude. Like months ago, they were the hottest thing in the entire company.
Man, they fixed that.
Hell did.
Oh, and look, there's somebody else in this line that was hot and super over, and they got fixed real quick.
Oh, that's the one where that whole thing originated with. It was him.
Yes. I remember the first time you told me that, and I lost it.
Well, they fixed that.
Because then you look at it, and it is the absolute truth. Now, this next one is the one that I'm slightly confused on. And that's Unmatched 9, and the reason why is because
one of these things just does not fit in here.
So, there's
we'll get
things.
to it, but I think there's a reason for it. I'll tell you why, but I think there's a reason for it. So
there's 2 things that stick out to me personally after looking at it more so, and number one is the Wheeler Yuta, and that's because that's literally the blood and guts Wheeler Yuta.
Yep, so with no blood.
Just with no blood. So I'm confused. Are we in fact getting 2 Wheeler Yutas with 2 pure championships, or is he technically considered a part of Unmatched, but he's still the blood and guts? Because there's no clarification on Instagram, at least.
Who knows? And then we're getting another Moxley with another world title.
Hey, this time he might come with a hoodie. I don't think any of the other Moxleys have come with a hoodie.
It's true.
Actually, I take that back. I think one of them did, but I think it was that Amazon exclusive 2-pack with him and who the hell was in that? Was it Hangman? I think no, not Hangman.
No, Omega, right?
Omega. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, it was when they teamed up. I think it was, wasn't it? No,
or fought.
Yeah, it was when see this. The Amazon exclusive stuff just kind of slips by the wayside because those don't really get announced. Those just kind of pop up.
I only see it when someone posts on Instagram. So
same, honestly, same. But yes, another Moxley with another world title. Oh, and then let's not forget.
It was Darby Allin.
That's it.
I'm looking at it now.
Yeah. But let's also not forget when it comes to the AEW world title and the TNT title. Jazwares literally just released on Ringside as a Ringside exclusive the belt pack where you can literally get all of the belts, and the world title and the TNT title are included in that. And then the tag titles are also included, and I'm pretty sure the tag titles have only come with literally like 2 people outside of the Young Bucks.
Kazarian and Scorpio Sky, I believe.
I was gonna say they came with them, and then I want to say FTR came with them as well. I think the second run FTR came.
I never bought those figures because they were ugly as sin.
I'm pretty sure they're just using the exact same head scans across all of the FTR figures, and it's a shame. It really is. But I do have saved in a list on Amazon the Amazon exclusive Young Bucks 2-pack because I really like the gear they're wearing in that, and they come with cloth T-shirts instead of the stupid rubber jackets. They come with the tag belts as well. But again, Amazon exclusive. So
the general consensus on those are the best Young Bucks figs. So
yes. And there's a reason why they're $45. But if I'm correct, I think that's average pricing for 2 packs on Amazon. Because
Danielson, by the way, comes with a plain white T-shirt.
Yes, which I will say.
You cannot get more basic than that.
I will say this, though. If you're someone like myself that likes having alternate attires for like backstage picks, it's perfect. Because you can literally head swap anyone onto it. Because Danielson's got one of those bodies that legitimately... like there's no tattoos, no identifying marks, so you can literally put the shirt on him, pop the head off, put someone else's head on there, and there you go. You have a whole
thought about that.
Or if you want to put someone like, say, for example, Jericho on there that does have tattoos, you just pop the torso off, put Jericho's torso on there, put the shirt on, and then there you go. The one that I'm excited for, which I feel like, again, another one that took way too long to get out, Mr. King of Wrestling himself, Claudio Castagnoli. I
believe the very first ever Claudio Castagnoli figure.
Well, I don't know. Do you count? What is it? What's the forbidden website that we don't talk about because all of their figs are crap?
Oh, FTC. Do they have one?
I want to say they did one right before he got signed to WWE. Because I know they had a Chris Hero one, but I don't know if they had a Claudio.
Probably some of the worst ever.
Listen. The day that I saw Blue Meanie bragging about how he had signed a deal, nope. But yes, Claudio getting his first ever fig.
I'm looking here. I don't see any, but I could be wrong. I'm not seeing.
I was gonna say it could be one of those things too where they went out of print because I know they stopped selling a lot of those.
But also, let's just be clear. Those figs suck, so this will be the unofficial first one, if not.
Yes. Actually, I was gonna say we can make this the official one, even if they did, because who actually buys figures from them?
Also in this set, first ever Jamie Hayter fig, which I will be getting that for sure.
First, there's also another first ever fig in this one too. Oddly enough, which caught me by surprise when I saw the head scans. But Jeff Hardy is getting a fig, which
he was pulled from one of the last sets for his little extracurricular activities.
I want to say it was actually Unmatched Series 7, wasn't it?
I don't remember, but I know he was ripped.
But yep, it was supposed to be him and Matt together, and and I love people were asking Matt about that, and Matt just kind of shrugged his shoulders as if he didn't know. But Jamie Hayter, Jeff Hardy, honestly, I can't say this whole line because
there's one in here, and just the one I said it's not fitting in with the others. Alex Reynolds. Why? Now, if I'm correct, and I think I am, because look who's in the set. Alex Reynolds is replacing what was going to be a William Regal figure.
Yes.
So,
because this is literally, I noticed that when I scrolled to it, and you immediately said there's one out of place here. So this is literally a Blackpool Combat Club pack with Hardy and Hayter being thrown in. But yes, it definitely looks like Reynolds is replacing Regal. Which does suck because I feel like they still could have included him in there and just paid him the money. Well,
whenever you pivot from William Regal, you always go to Alex Reynolds. That's just how it is. They're interchangeable. They're one and the same.
Look, I would have been okay with another MJF figure being in here, especially because MJF was the one that essentially put him out, gave him the excuse. Alex Reynolds just makes no sense.
But
I don't.
Speaking of that, going up to the Unrivaled 15, that MJF that you just mentioned is in this set.
Yes.
So,
and I will. Okay, so again, in this pack, there is a clear outlier here who just doesn't belong. So yes, we've got MJF in the devil outfit, which I really am excited for because I loved that whole thing. I loved that entire night with him coming out and getting the Sonic ring and literally just teasing, taking off the mask. Pillow. Yeah, the hemorrhoid pillow. I love the fact that he teased that he was going to take it off right then and there, and then did the whole I knew it was MJF from the moment he came out because he didn't change his walk at all. He's had the same one since high school, hasn't changed it, and legitimately just the end of the night with that promo. Just I don't know. For me, that was the highlight of all that. So I'm glad to see we're actually getting that in fake form, and that's not something that's just going by the wayside. Now, again, by the time it releases, it's going to be probably a full year old before that happened. And I get it. These figs take time. Jazwares has shown that they can get these figs out within a couple of months. So it's a little odd seeing this fig now, but fig photography, it's definitely going to be great for promo shots and stuff. I'm gonna let you take the next one in the line.
Well, that's Saraya.
I'm happy to see that she's getting another figure because if I remember correctly, I think with Mattel she had only gotten the two. She got the basic and then one elite.
There's quite a few actually. I have quite a few of hers.
Oh, did she actually get multiples?
There's that elite with both titles, the NXT title and the Divas title.
Oh, that's right.
There's a couple of basics. There's another one that was exclusive to Target with a leather jacket.
Oh, that's right. From when she had made her return before she had went into literally what she's doing now, a manager role inside of a group. I have the very first one that just came with the Divas title, that elite. From when she literally got called up and beat AJ on her first night. I have literally, that's the only page figure I have. And funny enough, I have her as a part of my crowd setup. And back when I had like the larger crowd setup, somehow she would always end up next to Alberto Del Rio by accident. And no one ever noticed. Whenever I would take pics, no one would ever notice. Now we have the clear outlier of this group because as much as Saraya has the issues, she can wrestle, and so can MJF, and so can everyone else in this pack, minus a man who
uses pictures, folks, to get in the set.
I was gonna say Jazwares had to have been like, well, we have this picture and we can't just not use it. I will say every time this man has been on screen, I have legitimately yawned every single time. Daniel Garcia. They tried with the whole Bryan Danielson, Chris Jericho, will he, won't he. They tried to give someone who cared or someone who can wrestle. Actually, they tried to give two people who can wrestle to care about him and to really put him over. And if I don't want to fall asleep every time his face pops up, he's getting.
What title is that? Is that the Ring of Honor team title?
That is the pure title. Upon zooming in on the image,
well, they got two of those titles coming out. Okay,
two of those titles, and I also want to point out on this promo image, he looks constipated, and I don't think that's the image I would have used.
From far away, it looks like a 2002 Randy Orton almost.
Oddly enough, it does. That is actually really weird. So I'm, enough of trying to fall asleep. If I want to cure my insomnia, I'll throw one of his matches on. Next up is Chris Jericho,
another Chris Jericho. This looks like the Chris Jericho from One Night Stand 2005. I
was just about to say that. Did he actually ever wear this gear on AEW TV?
He might have. I can't remember. But I know it looked like it at One Night Stand.
I was going to say, because I know he's done the WCW tributes a couple of times on AEW TV. I do love Chris Jericho, but I love the fact that if you zoom in on this image, his entire upper half is orange and his stomach is white.
He's how he is in real life.
But I
I
love
feel like
the
he goes
fact,
in the tanning bed and keeps like the shirt rolled up. Here, just tan my stomach.
like literally, I need you to tan my chest, and I need you to tan my neck and my upper arms. I need that farmer's tan. I mean, again, it's another Chris Jericho figure. If you've got one, you pretty much got them all at this point, except for the very first one, because that one was pale as shit. And let's face it, that first run, Jazwares was really like, we have no idea what we're doing. We're just getting these figures out. I will say they have learned for the most part. But there is something I wanted to bring this up while it's on my mind. There is something that I have noticed that a lot of their figures are going towards, especially ones with face paint. They're starting to look cartoonish.
Quite a bit. Yeah.
Like they look very comic booky, and I don't.
Another problem with it is they're usually out of proportion too.
Yes. Well, to kind of go back to the very first Blood and Guts, the Dustin Rhodes was significantly way taller than Cody.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
This next figure I'm actually excited for, just because I like the guy.
Oh, I will be getting this one for sure. I've been waiting forever for this.
100% same. Ethan Page. First of all, the fact that the man is an avid collector himself and they never put a figure out, that's a shame. That's a huge shame. But the fact that we're finally getting one, extremely happy. Very curious on, because the promo image obviously may be different from the actual fig we get. So I'm curious to see what version we're getting. And then next to Ethan is, of course, the other Joe, who happens to be Samoan, who is not currently one of the longest reigning.
It's so funny you said that, because Jim Cornette literally refers to Ethan Page as the other Page.
Well, I mean, they do have 2 pages. They do. Well, actually, technically, they have 3 pages if you think about it. But I'm excited for the Samoa Joe, assuming that they don't shoot the bed with this one.
He
Because
should be coming with a TV title, right?
I mean, the promo image, he doesn't have it. But then again, his right arm is cut off, so he could be holding on to it. I hope he comes with the TV title. I feel like his first figure, and the fact that he basically was given that title almost immediately upon arriving, he should have it. But yeah, that's Unrivaled Series 15. Devil MJF, Soraya, Garcia, Chris Jericho, Ethan Page, and Samoa Joe. Not really all that much of an exciting lineup, but
Save that comment for the match Series 10 here.
I was gonna say, but it's a lot more exciting than the next lineup here. I gotta start with him. I have to start with him. I need to know who asked for a Brandon Cutler figure, especially one that is about 2 years out of date.
The guy's right there on the left of him. The Hardley boys. They asked for it.
Touche, the EVPs. The EVPs. The guys who literally have to have a title almost every time they go out and come back. Honestly, I'm surprised they're not the tag
Twinkle Toes McFinger Bangs is in there too.
Listen, I am an Omega Mark, okay, so I will refrain from using any form of cornetisms on him. But I will say he doesn't need another figure. I mean, yes, the gear is nice because he does change his gear. He doesn't need another figure.
I think this one may be different hair, though. He may have it up in the man bun, this one.
But take a look at the promo image. What's he coming with, it looks like? Another AEW World Heavyweight Championship!
Like, they've all had it, dude.
Like, legitimately. I think, no, even the one where he's wearing, like, the Hawaiian shirt with the jacket thing, I'm pretty sure came with the belt, too. Which, if not, I think that's the only figure so far outside of the first 2 of his that hasn't come with it. I will say Kyle O'Reilly is the odd man out here because this is basically a couples pack or a couples series. Because a throuple. At least Christian's not in this one to break it up.
Or talk about someone's dead father. There's apparently his thing.
Listen, I will take a Christian with a turtleneck, though, okay? I will take Christian with a turtleneck.
That's a Steve Jobs.
Yeah, Steve Jobs, Christian. But no, as we've obviously joked, we've got Omega, the Young Bucks, Brandon Cutler, Kyle O'Reilly for some reason. I guess because Adam Cole is in this one, too, but I also think we're the Britt Baker.
And another Britt Baker.
Again, I would be all for this if they were spread out over 4 or 5 waves, but this is Series 10, and I'm pretty sure Britt had like a Series 8 if she wasn't in Series 9.
And a Supreme.
Yeah, and a Supreme. And actually, no, Hater is in Series 9. So I know she had to be in Series 7 or 8 plus the Supreme. And again, I'm not saying that these people should not have multiple figures. Just space it out. Space it out and make sure that they're at least somewhat updated.
Make them different.
Yes, don't just.
This is just another same old Brit with a different color scheme.
Yeah, well, I mean, let's be fair though. She kind of just wears the same gear at this point. I have we gotten an actual.
Goes back to my point that we don't need another one then.
I mean, this is valid, and I never paid attention to her Supreme, so her Supreme might have come with it. But did we ever get a Britsburg one?
I think it came with a Supreme.
Did it?
But I do know that there was a Pittsburgh inspired chase with that one in the silver jacket.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's not for me because, yeah, we don't have to go into that. But no, it's just one of those where it's like if you're gonna swap it up or change it up even just a little, just do the Britsburgh thing. She's done that like what 3 or 4 times now.
Well, I got to do something that I always do on the pod. This is usually the part where I go, "Hey, the Steelers, man." Okay.
I mean that's fair. That's fair. But yeah, I mean this is. I mean, I'm glad Adam Cole's getting a second figure, but from the gray prototype that I saw, it looks to be the exact same one as his first figure. Just
no, it's not the exact same one. This one has white trim, not red trim. What are you talking about?
Oh, okay. Major difference here, man. Watch out. Major difference. Definitely.
Also, this one you can find everywhere. That other one you can only find at Target. So boom.
That's a valid point. Well, actually, to be fair though, I got mine off of Ringside, so that first one I got off of Ringside. I was just like, screw this. I'm just gonna do the order it was in stock. I don't know. Again, I need to know who asked for a Brandon Cutler figure. And I did see that he comes with the spray can and the video camera, but it looks like it's an old school video camera, like one that, like from the 80s where it just took pictures.
Yeah, right.
Which,
you know what's funny about this? Like you say that like the Bucks are getting their boy, and not that I even remotely want this, but we're not getting a Nakazawa for Omega.
I mean, and that's the thing too, is like if I don't want it, but if it ever happens, what version of Nakazawa do we get? Do we get the actual like legitimate wrestler Nakazawa?
Oh, you know which one I want? The one from the very first match in AEW history where he pulls the baby oil out of his crotch and oils himself.
I mean, I was gonna
get that one.
I was gonna say I want the cause Matt Seidel to slip off the top of the top rope Nakazawa.
That glorious debut was already 3 years ago. That's crazy.
Oh man, that isn't 3 years.
It's 3 or 2, but it's been a long time, man.
I mean, regardless. I mean, if it wasn't the last 6 months, Jesus. So yeah, Unmatched Series 10. Unless you're a collector of like the gear sets, I think this is a first time for O'Reilly. The O'Reilly's the only one, really, like in all honesty. And that's, again, if you're like maybe trying to fill out maybe the Undisputed Era in Jazwares form, or if you are trying to just stay updated with that particular figure. But yeah, this one's the Unrivaled Series 15 is far more exciting than this one. Next up on Ringside's Instagram is one that, from my understanding, this is an Amazon 2-pack.
It is, yeah. It's actually up now.
And for the second time today, Jon Moxley,
Ryan Danielson.
Might actually be the third. Yes, at least for
another Moxley.
But yet another Moxley, and this time he looks like what's his name's dad from Hey Arnold. I just
Plumber Moxley. From the parking lot.
Plumber Moxley, and I know somebody had to make a custom at this point. Somebody had to make a custom, putting him in a plumber outfit. Not needed at all. Not needed. I mean, even the Danielson figure is not needed at this point. Yeah, I got nothing for this one in all honesty. It's just it's another.
We'll move on to the next one because the next one looks kind of cool.
Yes, the head scan does not on Jericho. It looks like hot garbage.
I'm trying to figure out what the hell that is.
To me, it looks like an old school Jax Undertaker. From like 1999, from when he was in like
the buggy eyes.
Yeah, I like the jacket and the accessories though, the necklaces and stuff.
This is the purple jacket, Chris Jericho, only available at Walmart.
I hate that. I hate.
And Eddie Kingston. He looks like Ortiz, by the way. When I first saw him, I didn't know it was Eddie until you told me.
Yeah, from a faraway shot, it looks like Ortiz. When you zoom in, it looks like Ortiz, but a little less. I like the alternate head sculpt with the bandana on his head, or the like the rolled up bandana. The alternate head sculpt is far better than the one on display. Both of these are Walmart exclusives, which makes me sad.
You
The
won't ever find them.
Jericho, yeah, you'll never find them, and good luck with Walmart.com. The Jericho is what I like the most because the outside of the head sculpt, this is perfect if you're trying to do like a custom backstage attire. You can do the jacket if you want. You can take the arms off, put someone else's arms on there, and like literally have the pants, or like do like the whole, just take the whole torso off. And you have the pants and the purple shoes, which at least from this screenshot, it looks like pink shoes, but I'm also slightly colorblind. They look lighter than the jacket, but you take the torso off, put someone else's torso on there, and you literally have a nice backstage attire. I don't like that they're Walmart exclusive, and I also really hate that Jericho head scan. But the Eddie Kingston actually looks really cool. I just wonder if they actually got his actual body right, because I know on the one Eddie Kingston that I believe is out, he was a tad bit on the ripped side, or ripped-er side, versus looking like
Yeah.
also a plumber. But yeah, I mean, two solid figures. Again, as long as they change the head sculpt on that Jericho is a definite get. But as it stands right now, I mean, if you have a Jericho, you can get this one and just pop the head off, and it'll make for a great promo attire.
This next set,
This next set,
it's all over the map.
On one hand, I am excited.
You get the Ass Boys, the Hardys, Julia Hart, which is her first figure.
Which
Orange Cassidy, if he comes with that backpack, I'm gonna really like it.
Listen. That's why I'm excited for the ringside exclusive hook, because he comes with a backpack, and if that backpack opens at all, and this Orange Cassidy does not come with a backpack, then there you go, and it'll be absolutely perfect. And then again,
good old. I don't know if I want to say the funny name because I want to get in trouble, but Inosuke Takeshita.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not even gonna try because I'm just gonna end up saying the funny name. Yeah. And as a guest, I feel like I've already overused a few curse words. There might be some censors here. So I personally am excited for the Ass Boys just because one of the other waves comes with obviously Daddy Ass, and we've got, we can have that little feud. Which, by the way, love the idea that it looks like they're coming with the tag titles and not the Acclaimed. Figure that one out. And then
take it from them. I guess that's the whole whole era right there.
It would make more sense if they were in that series and not Swerve and.
Now you have to. But here's my thing. Do you think that this is Jazwares basically telling us that the Acclaim will sell no matter what, and these guys need something, so they threw titles on there?
I mean, possibly, because obviously they're not. Billy Gunn's not included with this one, and they're on their own in this pack. So, I would say, in all honesty, yes, I think that's exactly what it is. I think, in all honesty, I think the accessories are kind of there to kind of push it over. It's like, it's like with every hangman, they have to include a glass pitcher, like literally, or the rope with every single hangman. They got to have that accessory, otherwise, for some reason, he won't sell. I think with the Ass Boys, yes. I will say the other thing that's got me excited with this is the Julia Hart, just because of the fact that they did show off a couple of months ago the Brody King and the Buddy Matthews for the House of Black. So the fact that Julia Hart looks like she should be in her House of Black attire, you can have that whole set, which is nice.
Yeah, I'm surprised it took this long for her, but
same. I feel like that's another one of those where it's obviously not too late because they're not broken up. She's still with them. But yeah, a little awkward that she's coming now. The Hardys. This is now.
I love Jeff Hardy, but there's been enough.
I mean, this is now the second Jeff Hardy to be releasing. One in Unmatched, one in Unrivaled. This will be the third Matt, I think. Because I think he's only had two.
I'm pretty sure he's up to like 5 at this point, dude.
Oh, is he up to 5? Because I know he had the debut one that came with the drone. And then that's the only other one I remember, in all honesty.
Another one in all black, I believe.
Okay. So again, another Hardys. That one is like
this next set though is like the one. It's the last one. It's the one.
Oh yes.
I need most of these.
So I don't know where to start with this one because I feel like every single one of these is just a.
This thing Luminary obviously is must.
I was gonna say that one has to be Luminary. I'm hoping it's not a LJN. Has it been confirmed that it's a Luminary?
They said Luminary.
Okay. Oh, okay. I see it
It's-
there on the thing. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because I heard about it months ago. They said a new Steel Luminary. This was the picture they showed.
Okay. Cool. So Blade Runner Sting, which first of all, never thought we would ever see.
That will go
And-
great with that last Legends Ultimate Warrior we got that was in Target.
Yes. Oh, you mean the one that was like literally everywhere?
Still is.
Yeah. I hate to see a peg warmer like that, but man, that one is definitely a peg warmer. This next one, though, like, don't get me wrong, I love Sting, and I love the fact that we're finally getting this one. But from a Blade Runner to a Switchblade, Jay
That is a
Bleepin' White.
must get.
I don't care if you're not a fan of New Japan. I don't care if you're not a fan of new school wrestling. This figure is down, just hands down a must. And I don't even know what it looks like yet. Just the promo image.
Switch hitter Jay White.
Switch hitter. Only if he's in the ring with Omega. Next, however, though, I don't know where this promo image was from, because I feel like he's worn this attire
I think
several
this
times.
is him at his Bar Mitzvah. If I remember.
I was gonna say, but is this the Bar Mitzvah? MJF, and if it is, this one's a must get as well. Listen, MJF is gold. He's money. Doesn't matter what his figure is. It's gonna be money every time. You can recreate the Bar Mitzvah with this one, or at least I hope, anyways. Which I hope they don't do it. But if you zoom in on the promo image, AEW world title around his waist.
Oh, that's almost a given that it's going to.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure this will be his first figure with it, unless
I think so.
Unless the devil figure comes with it, which would be weird.
No, he should come with the hemorrhoid pillow, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, if he doesn't, at the very least, he should come with a contract, because the whole thing with that was he had signed a new contract. I feel like it should be the hemorrhoid pillow, and I'm pretty sure if he does, that'll be the first time they've actually made that in figure form.
It will be. Yeah.
Or shall I say accessory form? And then next up,
this Jungle Boy, is he going to come like street clothes or what?
If the promo images are accurate, I'm going to say yes, which is actually kind of exciting, just because of the fact
another Jungle Boy would not really do much, but if they switch it up, I think it would make it worth it.
Now, I will say this, though. There is one thing they have to do in order for me to buy this figure, and that's that they have to change his head sculpt and stop him from looking like Ronda Rousey. Because that is a huge, huge turnoff in the sense of trying to have the fig for like fig feds and stuff, or even just general posing. Because I swear it was like they just broke into Mattel's factory and stole the Ronda Rousey head scans and enlarged them a little bit to fit the Jazwares bodies.
I totally see that.
The next one, I feel like we have enough of these, but at the same time,
another TNT title, dude.
Another TNT title, and it's Darby Allin, and he's got the hobo bag jacket, which he's done this before, right? Like, there's been a figure with this particular jacket.
I don't know what the figure.
Well, I mean, at least the jacket in real life, I know he's worn several occasions. If there's a significant enough change with this, which I feel like there would be just because of the paint, then I feel like obviously it's going to be worth getting. But TNT title, again, if you're displaying these figures in box, every other figure is going to have a TNT title at this point.
Yeah.
This next one, I mean, again, the last two in this are basically making it a couples pack. But you got the husband and wife duo of Sammy Guevara and Tay Mello, which, I mean, it'd be cool if she comes with a flag. I mean, that would be pretty dope. But another
Thunder Rosa came with the Mexican flag. Remember the?
Oh, she did. Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say I wouldn't rule it out. But yeah, Tay Mello, Sammy Guevara. I feel like, and I don't know, I could be the only one here, but I feel like we're just getting too many Sammy figures. I don't think there's a need for another one.
Well, as far as like one you can easily get accessible, as long as it doesn't have a tongue out, this would be a really good fig to have.
Yes, yeah. And I mean, the promo image, his tongue's not out, but obviously that can always change. But yeah, it's one of those where I just, if you can find a Sammy Guevara without the tongue sticking out, definitely that would be the one that you'd get regardless of the gear. But I do feel like we're getting a tad bit too many. Now, if we do scroll up here, they do have some promo images of a lot of these figures.
Basically everything we covered, yeah.
Yeah, and I will say with the ringside exclusive hook, he comes with the book bag, and it looks like that's one bag of chips they're just modeling. Now, he does come with a hand scan of him holding a chip. And then he comes with a hoodie and the FTW title. So we do know at least one of these figures is coming with an FTW title finally.
And in case you didn't know where he's from, it says 730 on his ass.
Yeah, it does. It does. And if you need to know where that's from, you just put that into Google 730 and it'll tell you. The ringside the ringside Sammy comes with 3 head sculpts. Which there's the one with the tongue sticking out again. But he does come with a kissy face one, which okay.
That's the one that's automatically going on him when I display him, I'll tell you that.
I mean, only if you get the tape mellow. Yeah, you have to get the tape mellow to go with it. So we do get the ringside Danhausen as well, which you see the head sculpts.
I love that box.
Oh, I love the box as well. I do. Yeah. It does look like his cape is soft goods, which is nice. And then the idea, obviously, it's 3 head sculpts for him as well. The one that default on there, and then 2 extras. And then it does look like, unless for some reason that is just mirrored, it looks like it's 2 sets of the same style of curse hands. But the first set looks like they're spaced a little bit further out. The fingers are. And then the box is nice. We get some shots of the Acclaimed, or at least an individual of Anthony Bowens. Looks like right now he's just coming with a microphone and then the vest. Max comes with the headphones, the hat, basically everything that he wears to the ring. I do like the fact that they are including a jersey versus like an actual t-shirt.
I love that.
Makes it nice for actually making it stand out. Tony Storm, I hate the fact that it's a rubber goods jacket. But once again, rubber goods jacket. Sunglasses, which are going to easily get lost because I know the ones for Sammy Guevara that I have did. I found them after like 3 months of searching. She does come with the women's title, which is nice. The new one, anyways, because I'm pretty sure the only other one was with Britt Baker, wasn't it? And that was like the original small one.
I think so.
I think Nyla came with it too. And what's her name? Rio. And then yes, Rio, which if I am correct, Rio is the 7-year-old girl that Kenny Omega wrestled, wasn't it?
They haven't confirmed that, but that's been the running thing everyone says, yeah.
Yeah, and I know neither one of them have denied it, so that's what I'm sticking with. And then we do get confirmation that Ricky Starks does come with the FTW title. So yes, we have
Ricky Starks.
Ricky Starks. That man was hot on TV.
Should debut to the Royal Rumble.
Oh man. Listen, I'm telling you now, when MJF jumps, he's jumping. We've got Swerve, and again, another rubber jacket. Absolutely kills it. But he's still awesome figure.
I think at this point we need to just accept that they're never going to use soft goods unless they're really forced to.
Yeah, well, I know the Supreme Malachi has a soft goods scarf, and then the actual vest is rubber. And then I know I got the Supreme Cody, and he came with obviously the alternate arms, which I don't like that they do that. Just make it one piece.
Oh, I hate that.
That's why, like, for example, the mainline Danhausen and the fact that his arms are painted black and the thing.
Keep hearing everybody say that the Supreme is way better than the Ultimate's going to be. So I have a hard time believing that.
I mean, butterfly joints.
First of all, it's Mattel.
Yeah. Like, it's apples to oranges. It really is, because Jazwares is a completely different style. Like, yeah, every single one of their figures is basically an elite, so to speak.
Yeah, right. And let me make it clear. I don't think that the Supreme Cody is bad at all. I love it.
No. It's honestly, it's one of the better figures I've actually held in hands in the last year. But in terms of just sheer posability and then overall looks, oh no, that Ultimate is 100% going to be far better. Cloth entrance robe, which already sells me over. And then on top of that, butterfly joints. It's got the what are those? Are those the hip joints where the legs pop down?
Or yeah, I think so. Yeah. I think they're hips.
And then you got the hip joints, and then on top of all that, I mean, again, apples to oranges, but the head scan. I don't know what it is, but every Jazwares Cody, even all the way up to that Supreme, he just looks on the paler side, like he has no color to him. And I know Cody is a white man, but he's not that much of a white man. He's not a Sheamus.
Oh, he's not Sheamus.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, with Swerve, rubber goods jacket, it really sucks. But The swerve
You know,
itself.
One thing I haven't said yet about this whole thing, what I hate about rubber jackets, especially with Jazwares, because they're kind of made cheaply.
Mhm.
If you don't take it off correctly, you can accidentally pull one of the damn arms off.
Yes. Now I will
And
say
that's
this though.
my thing.
I will say this though. The only upside to that is Jazwares has their figures to where you can just pop the arms back in as long as the joint itself doesn't break.
Right.
Now I did refresh the page, and there are more because it does look like they uploaded more of these promo renders. Which obviously mine was stuck on the thing from like an hour and a half ago. They do have a promo image of Keith Lee, and he looks exactly as expected. I'm not gonna lie, he looks like a No Mercy character. I don't know what it is with the chest.
My first glimpse of him, like, man, they really buffed him up, huh?
Yeah, like he looks like he's doing the defense motion from No Mercy. Like when you hold the button down and you like just stick the chest out real wide.
Like a baby Hulk.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, again, he comes with what looks like the exact same jacket that the Mattel Elites came with, except on this one it actually says Limitless on the back because I'm pretty sure the Mattel ones didn't say anything. Again, I mean, if you're a Keith Lee fan, definitely worth a get because he does look decent.
I'm going through this, and the first thing I note is that apparently one of the Britt Bakers is going to be in LJN. I didn't catch that.
Really?
Yeah, the one from
Match
Series 10.
Yeah, she's got the fixed
cool.
pose. Yeah. So hold on. So Unmatched Series 10 is the boring line, oddly enough, with Cutler and Omega and the Bucks. So
you know what? Now that I think about it, remember we said earlier there were 7 in the thing, maybe because the 7th one's in LJN.
That would make sense.
Yeah,
that would actually make sense because all the other ones.
That was Unrivaled 14. There's 7 in there. So who's the LJN?
Unrivaled 14.
Yeah, it was Acclaimed, Tony Storm, and Ricky Starks, Swerve in Our Glory.
I was gonna say, is it Unmatched that has the LJN or the Unrivaled?
Yeah, you're right. It's Unmatched.
Because I could easily see, because I mean, if you look on for the ringside description for Unmatched Series 11, it doesn't say any of them having the LJN next to it. And if you go to, actually, it's the same thing. Same thing for Britt Baker.
In Unmatched Series 11, if one of them was an LJN, my money would be on Sting.
So, well, it says Sting is Luminaries though.
Oh, it does.
So yeah. So my guess is it's either going to be Jungle Boy or Darby, or they could have faked us out, and it could be Jay White.
My guess would be MJF.
You know what?
I just don't think they're going to start Jay White figure with an LJN, but I could be wrong on that.
Yeah, well, I mean, keep in mind that he did have a figure announced a while back before he officially signed anywhere, and everyone got all excited, and it was one of the retro style ones.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Was it Boss Fight or?
Was it Boss Fight or Zombie?
No, it wasn't Zombie. I know which one it was. It's the same one that made Dynamite Kid.
Oh yeah. And
they made Nick Aldis as well. Yeah.
Yeah, because it faked a lot of people out, and a lot of people were pissed.
Yep.
All right, so continuing with the renders. The Claudio render looks really nice, and it does look like he's coming with a long sleeve BCC shirt. And I swear to God, if it's rubber goods, if it is rubber goods,
I already hear the vein in your head popping from right here.
Oh man,
I'm 3,000 miles away from here. I can hear it.
It is shooting out, and it's looking like the Harry Potter lightning bolt. Oh, but no, the Kyle O'Reilly looks pretty decent. Obviously, a lot of these are all gray sculpts. I still question Brandon Cutler and why. Like, I made a joke like a year and a half ago that said if they made a figure of him, it would be funny just to have as a jobber. And I don't know if Jazwares maybe has a microphone somewhere in my house if they're listening to me. But that
we're going to get a Brandon Cutler before we get a legit Brooklyn Brawler.
Well, at least we got a legit Shockmaster before we got a Brandon Cutler.
That's true.
And I mean, that one might have been a one of 700, I think, or 500.
It was a Comic-Con exclusive, so yeah, it was very rare.
Yeah, well, I think it might have even been a one of 500. But it still counts, damn it. It still counts. And I love how in their description they actually list Billy Gunn as daddy ass.
Yeah.
Which, by the
Alex
way,
Reynolds, though, I can tell it's a leather jacket, so you might want to get over that.
listen. I don't.
And nobody's buying it anyways. Okay.
I mean, look, if he doesn't have Alex Reynolds or Reynolds anywhere on the pants, I would purchase it just to have an extra attire for somebody who wears long tights. But in terms of like,
Might be a really good, what do you call it? Judgment Day fit in.
I was just about to say, like, yeah, that could honestly, it's the colors. Just take the jacket. Yeah, no, I mean, the Ethan Page actually looks pretty nice too. I do hope, actually, okay, cool. I was gonna say, I do hope we get an alternate head scan, but then second slide.
I'm kind of getting confused with this Wheeler Useless from Unmasked Series 9 because he's got blood all over his tights, but it's not the blood figure.
So, I don't know, because when you flick to the second slide, he comes with the BCC shirt and the pure title.
Maybe I missed something. Maybe he had tights that looked like they were splattered with blood like that.
Yeah, because if you look on it, it's got the BCC logo like in it.
I see it.
Yeah, so he is getting two figures. So if you are a fan somehow, then you pick up both figures.
You mean his mother or his father?
If they're both still alive. Jamie Hayter, actually, her figure looks nice.
Anatomically correct.
I was going to say, and it looks anatomically correct for those that need to know those things. The Adam Cole is grayscale, so we have no idea what the gear is going to look like. But from the image, there is one notable difference from his first fig. And that is, he is doing the boom with his lips and not just a smirk. I swear to you, if that is literally the only change, there is a chance that Jazwares might get a strongly worded letter.
Well, considering it's from you, it's going to be purple crayon, too.
No, sorry. Yellow crown. Get it right.
Now, going to these bucks, this is what I was going to talk about way earlier. They are now like in street gear. So it is a change.
So if you need your Young Bucks in street gear, this might be worth getting.
Danielson might be the ugliest attire I've ever seen in the history of figures.
100%. And I made the comment about how it could make a good backstage attire until I saw that he is literally flooding like a mofo.
It's like he just woke up. He's going downstairs and yell at his kids for making too much noise.
Like legitimately, he's going to go yell at Bree for literally making way too much noise. No, so the head scan does not look that bad. Now, I will say this. There is one thing that this head scan is throwing me off on, and I'm not a fan of it because I know it's not going to look like this when the figure actually launches. But if you zoom in, his beard looks like it's real hair.
Yeah, I can see that.
And it's very weird. Because I'm all for adding like realish or realistic looking hair to the figs. Like I've seen some people make some customs of Undertaker and Kane, and they gave them like real hair, like they did the sculpt and everything. And I get it.
You mean like Barbie hair?
I was gonna say, and I get it because that'll draw a lot of comparisons to Barbies and stuff. But think about some of the photos that can be taken if you've got like an Undertaker or a Kane doing their pose and the hair's down in front of their face. It would actually look pretty cool. I'm not saying that they need to do that, but
that's how my Undertaker Ultimates display with the hair in his face.
Yeah, like legitimately, like and it could be an alternate head scan, maybe with like it doesn't have to be Barbie style hair. They could do their own like twist to it. But just like for some reason, this Danielson beard just looks like it should be real hair. I also I need to point out that I love the fact that the second slide is literally just a picture of a white T-shirt on a white background.
I'm sticking with this as the ugliest and laziest.
Hey, listen, if you need a basic white T-shirt, maybe like for crowd members or for somebody backstage, like 100%, like there you go. But yes, this is quite possibly the laziest figure. And I do need to point out that if you zoom in to like his stomach area, he's got like a drawstring, which leads me to believe that this is a Orange Cassidy torso painted a different color, or not torso, but legs painted a different color. And they just
for doing that.
I was gonna say, and they just removed they literally just didn't sculpt the pockets in. Because that looks identical.
I can see that being a thing.
But all in all, I mean, I gotta say, I love the idea that they were revealing these during Night of Champions. When not a whole lot of people were really on social media other than to tweet about what was happening during Night of Champions. So a lot of these could have been missed. But There are some
I'll say
figures in here
this:
that weren't
I
needed.
watched the reveals every year since they've had figs. This is probably the best they've had so far.
I was gonna say this is probably top notch. There are a couple in here that definitely are not needed. I understand why they're there though, just because of the fact that they are mainstays on television, and you want to try to get those out there. We don't need a Daniel Garcia again. I don't think there's a single soul asking for a Daniel Garcia.
Unless
Randy
I
Cullen.
missed something, none of these are Supremes, right?
Yes, none of these are Supremes. To my
That's
knowledge,
weird.
there were no Supremes announced.
That's very weird.
Now, I do have a question, and I know you're not going to be able to answer it. So we have the Blood and Guts 2-pack of MJF and CM Punk coming out literally in a month and a half. I believe it was slated for mid-July or early July. Is it mid? Yeah, mid. Or at least that's what my pre-order said, and it was not a back order. It just said arriving pre-order, I think early or mid-July. Are we still getting the Supreme CM Punk that was the throwback to his Ring of Honor?
My assumption on that would be yes, because we are still getting the LJN. So
okay, because I was going to say with the LJN being in there, it would make sense. And I mean, I feel like the cat's out of the bag. Nothing's official, but he's all but confirmed for the first episode of Collision. But no, like I don't know. I want that Supreme because he's in the shorts, and it would make sense. I mean, I don't know if it's an actual throwback, or if it's a modern day Punk in that, because obviously if it's a throwback, it screws up the tattoos.
Oh, that reminds me, there was a Luminaries Punk they announced too in his Ring of Honor gear.
Maybe that's. I was gonna say. So hold on. So because I know he was getting a Supreme where he was wearing the shorts.
That could be interchangeable because like the Cody is like a couple things in one. So
I was gonna say, would the Luminaries one then be the modern day one in the shorts from the Blood and Guts match?
Confused. They haven't really clarified anything on that. Like we didn't even see
that would
the Supreme
sense
here, but
yeah, because I was gonna say if you like to find that Supreme, you have to go back. I want to say to around this time last year, I think.
So he's definitely the Supreme. He's definitely the ROH Punk. He's got the hair part in front, and he's wearing the boxer style shorts.
Okay.
Like MMA style long shorts.
Oh, okay.
There's another set of legs that are probably tights. So
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I see that it's supposed to be this year, and it was supposed to be Series 4.
With who was it with? Thunder Rosa.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was supposed to be with Thunder Rosa.
But she came by herself, I believe, right?
Yes.
Because they already moved on to the next one, which was
yes, yeah. And then as far as I know right now, I don't think there are any other Supremes announced.
No, there's not. That's surprising to me. Because WWE's just making
Ultimates left and right.
Ultimates left and right. So, and no matter what,
which by the way,
wants to say they are trying to keep up with them, so they're failing.
Speaking of WWE and those Ultimates, I'm assuming the next actual proper fig reveals for them would probably be closer to SummerSlam, right? I know they had some.
Actually, no, probably in July because it's Comic-Con, San Diego.
Oh, that's right.
Comic-Con.
Yeah, the Comic-Con.
Yeah,
because I know they had some fig reveals the other day. I think it was yesterday or Thursday, but I don't think it was new ones that were revealed. I think it was
those
just
were the legends that we had already known about.
Yeah. So yeah, with these fig reveals, with these these AEW figs, I feel like. I would go on record and say that this was actually a very solid reveal.
I would say, like I said, their best reveal ever.
Yeah.
I'm actually excited to get a lot of these figs.
I was going to say same. There's, again, just a couple that don't really need to be in there, but kind of are. And then there's literally the usual crowd that should not have a figure in every single wave, but are getting them. Moxley. Guy can't even take a vacation in fig form. They won't let him take a vacation in real life. Well, actually, I think at this point he doesn't even want to take a vacation. I think he just likes bleeding every week. But again, neither here nor there. But yeah, no, I mean, I say very solid reveal. On a ABC grade scale, I would definitely say a B+, which is weird considering.
I might say B+, yeah.
Brian Danielson and the whole B+ player movement from years ago. Every time I see B+ or hear
there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being a solid B+ player.
But everybody wants to be an A or an A+. Yeah, last
week, Josh, you are an A.
An A-hole. But no, neither here nor there. But I will say this: there's plenty to be excited about. A lot of first time in the lines. I know Jazwares doesn't use that phrase, but a lot of first time in the lines. I don't have a regular stream of income at the moment, but I definitely will be finding ways to get a lot of these figures, especially the acclaimed. That's a have to.
It's a day one-ish buy.
Day one-ish buy. Which
are those up for?
Oh
yeah,
no,
all of their exclusives are for pre-order.
Not surprised there. Okay, so I see what they did. So not all of them say that you can pre-order. They just have the shop AEW and then the ringside link, which, by the way, I love how Instagram won't actually let you click on links.
I never understood that.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, they have Danhausen and Wheeler Yuta. And
hey, you actually didn't call him useless for once.
Well, I was reading it, so I was speaking as I was reading it. So.
Touche.
Yeah, I kind of want to get that Danhausen just because the packaging looks cool, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on my Ultimate Seth. I'm scrolling through Instagram right now, and I'm just seeing so many.
How does that Punk MJF dog collar match not hit back order yet? That's crazy to me.
My assumption is price.
Yeah, but the Blood and Guts usually just does gangbusters.
I was gonna say usually sell like hotcakes. My guess is I don't know. People just don't know about them. I know when I posted the images on Facebook, my buddy who will usually get like those special ones, the guy that I managed in wrestling, legitimately was like, "They're coming out with that," and I was like, "Yeah," because he doesn't have Instagram. He was like, "Oh snap!" He goes, "I got to pre-order mine," and he literally got his like I think the same time I did. I hate that I was dumb and I pre-ordered. Well, I ordered my Ultimate Rollins, which was on back order till early June, in the same shipment as the pre-order for the Blood and Guts
rookie
pack.
Mistake.
Yeah, well, I did it because I'm like, you know what? There's no way that Rollins is going to come in stock early. It's not going to happen. And then I literally get the email letting me know that Rollins is back in stock. And I'm like, you mother... But at least when I get that package, it'll be one package. Both figs will be in there, and I'll have them both at the same time. And then it'll just be a one more month wait until I get my Ultimate Usos.
That's what I do when I order from Major Pod.
Oh, you do them all in one package?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, it makes it so much easier. Everything. You don't have to wait for multiple days. Like, I just ordered, you know those puzzle piece things that I have down on my floor in my arena room?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just ordered another set of those from Amazon. And what was funny was because it was over $25, I was supposed to get same-day delivery. Just got notification it'll be delivered at 8 a.m. I'm over here like, I'm glad I didn't pay extra for that.
Yeah, you would.
You said would.
All right, thanks for listening, everybody. I'm Greg. That's Josh. Listen to the Main Event Marks podcast.
This is the main event.